So we are going to begin on our bellies. We're going to ground right there. And so you are invited to slowly make your way there and bring your arms out to a cactus position. And then just bring your left cheek to your mat. And if it feels available to you, you can slide your right knee up towards your right elbow. So your right leg is sort of like a little cactus shape, a frog shape. And then go ahead and either close your eyes or soften your gaze. And just allow your body to sink into the earth here. And just recognizing in this moment all the points of connection to the ground. And recognizing that you are held and you are supported. Sourcing into this sense of safety. And then from this position, I invite you to bring your attention to your breath. Without any need or inclination to manipulate the breath in any way. Noticing how when we lie on our belly, the breath feels differently. That with the expansion of the inhale, we actually feel that feedback of the earth. And as you exhale, you soften away from the earth. And just by simply noticing the breath here, how it often organically just begins to deepen. In stillness for 3 more conscious breaths as you are. Maybe even observing just the shifts in your presence. And then from here, just slowly begin to bring the right leg back in line with the left. And then feel your hands sort of press into the ground so that you can lift your head and bring your right cheek to the mat. So just moving really slowly. Once again, reorienting your body. And then you can stay just like this, or you can slide your left knee up just as your right was. Just enjoying lying on the ground. Feeling your breath in your body. Perhaps feeling a calm sense of ease. And recognizing the importance of allowing ourselves to find a little more stillness. And this is a perfect opportunity to be really mindfully aware. Right. Let's say 3 more breaths. Just slow and easy. And then once you've reached your 3rd breath, you'll start to take the left leg back and then feel your hands press into the ground so that you can lift your chest up. You're going to bring your elbows right underneath your shoulders, coming into a Sphinx pose. So if you want to support your pelvis or your hips at all with a little blanket, you can go ahead and do that. And then as you feel your forearms parallel to one another, just feel your fingers spread wide. And then notice if you're collapsing in your chest at all. See if you can actively press into the ground to support yourself. Draw your navel in without being too contracted in your center, just so that the low back has some support. And then your gaze is just going to skate right out in front of you and feel your shoulders draw away from the ears so you can find a little length in the neck. So you have a choice to stay just like this in stillness, or if it serves you, you can slowly begin to tuck your chin to your chest so you get a beautiful stretch along the back of the neck. You'll get into the tops of the shoulders here. You can even sort of keeping the elbows in place, but pull them back towards your hips. And then if it feels good to roll your chin over to the left shoulder, maybe even a little peek over the left shoulder. And then slowly bringing yourself back through the center. And then perhaps making your way over the right shoulder. Noticing how you can press a little bit more into the left elbow to get a little bit more of a stretch in the left scalene muscles there. Left side of the neck. And then we'll bring it back to center. And then perhaps you just play with a little bit of neck mobility here. So the same range, but maybe you start to move with a little bit more ease. You can pause in any places that feel sticky. You can allow the head to just move left to right and up and down, even circling the head as long as you're not cranking at the back of your neck. And notice how your breath is moving in your body. And recognize that every breath that you take is like a little love note to yourself, a little honoring of your body, your mind, your spirit. Good, and then as you're ready, you'll come back to that neutral spine. And we'll give the shoulders and the arms a break here. So you're gonna move the elbows out to the right and the left, lower your chest down, and then hands come underneath the shoulders, and then curl the toes so you can rise nice and slowly to a tabletop position. And then from tabletop, we'll just move into a little bit of a child's pose to counteract that back bend. So you'll send your hips towards your heels. Your knees can be as wide as your yoga mat, or they could be close together. If you'd like to support yourself in between the hips and the heels, you could bring a little blanket in there, or you could even be in a high child's pose. Let your forehead rest towards the earth and just feel a sense of honor and surrender here. And give yourself a couple more breaths. Beautiful. All right, let's rise up back to our tabletop. And let's just really get this formation of the tabletop nice and steady. So feel your hands press into the earth, spread your fingers wide. As you feel your hands press down, feel that little suction cup action of lifting up into the palm. Your shoulders are right over your wrists and your hips are over your knees. Gaze is down and your spine is just nice and long and neutral here. Feel a little bit of an activation in the front side of your body, the core in particular. And then as you inhale, we'll just go ahead and drop the belly low. Crown and tail reach up to the sky as you pull your heart forward. As you exhale, tuck your chin to your chest. Draw everything in, stretch through the back of the heart. Inhaling to open it up. And then exhaling to draw in. So just marrying the breath to the movement here, allow the breath to inspire the movement. And you are free to stay in the safety of the container of cat-cow, or you can start to take it in your own little organic movement, maybe some circling, maybe some sideways flexion. Just find whatever feels good here. There's not a better or a right. It's really just about what is it that your body needs? How can you tend to those needs? Can you shine a little light and a little love in any places that feel a little dark? So just another couple of breath cycles to feel your way around, staying in this basic quadruped position. Continuing to honor your breath as it is. Beautiful. And then we'll come back to that neutral, strong tabletop. And then just lean a little bit of weight into your right hand. You might even bring it into the middle a little bit more and take your left hand behind your head. So the elbow splays out to the left. Good. As you inhale, you're going to twist open to the left just as much as your body allows. Good. And then as you exhale, you'll bring your left elbow to cross over to the right elbow. Inhaling to lift and twist, and exhaling to draw in. One more time, lift and twist. Maybe you find a little more space. And then as you exhale, draw in, and then we're going to sneak the left arm underneath the bridge of the right. So setting your left shoulder down, adjusting your knees and your hips so they can be square. Right hand can stay as it is, or you can extend your right fingers forward. And again, just connecting to the ground, connecting to your breath. And then the right hand is going to come underneath your shoulder. Feel it press into the ground. Extract the left arm all the way out and up this time. So give yourself a moment to roll the left wrist one way and then the other. Good. And then actually you're going to extend the left arm forward like you're shaking somebody's hand. And then extend the right foot back, but it's going to stay grounded. Good. Left hand is going to come down. Spin your left shin over. Right foot comes down, making our way to a supported side plank. So the right arm reaches up to the sky. Rooting into the left hand as you reach up with the right fingers. Good. And then you can stay just like this, or you can take your right hand behind your head, just like we did before. And then just lift and open the right chest and the right shoulder. As you exhale, bring your right shoulder towards the left, or excuse me, right elbow towards the left elbow. So that same opening as you inhale, lifting up, and then exhaling, drawing in. One more time, inhale, lift, beautiful. And exhale, draw in. Now this time as you lift, reach your arms all the way up, or right arm all the way up, and then we're going to rise up, anchored into the right foot, arms reach out to a T. Good. Right hand slides down the right leg. The left arm is going to come up and over. Breathe into the left side of your body. Breathe out. And then we'll rise up back through the center, arms out wide, and then the left hand comes down. The right hand comes down and spin yourself back into your tabletop position. So right back into the center. You could take a round of cat-cow if you'd like. And then from here, we're going to take the right hand behind the head. As you inhale, lift and twist open. And as you exhale, right elbow to the left elbow. Inhale, lift and twist. And exhale, cross. Inhale, lift and twist. And then exhale, cross, and then sneak the right arm underneath the left. Lower the right shoulder down. Adjust the hips. Perhaps the left hand reaches forward. And just a few breaths. One last breath in. One last breath out. And then the left hand is going to come back by your face. Press into the earth. Release the right arm all the way out and up. Maybe circling the wrist one way and the other. Good. And then we'll extend the right hand forward. Extend the left leg back. Ball mounted, the foot stays grounded. So our right hand comes down, spin your right shin over, left foot comes onto the mat, and then pressing into the ground, reach the left fingertips up to the sky. Option to stay right there or take your left hand behind your head, open the left chest and the left shoulder, and then exhale, cross it over and close towards the right elbow. Inhale, lift and twist. Exhale, left crosses over to the right elbow. One more time, lift and twist and cross over. Good, and then we'll lift and reach the left arm up, anchor through the left foot, rise up, arms out wide, find some spaciousness across the chest, and then left hand down, right arm over. Drawing your right shoulder back into the socket. Good, inhale, rise up, and then exhale, right hand comes down, left hand comes down back to tabletop. Move the body in any way that it wants to move, and then we're going to make our way to downward facing dog. Our first one of the practice. Took us a little bit to get there, but we got there. So taking plenty of time to wiggle and stretch into down dog. You might lift and lower the heels, pedal out the feet a little bit, bend into your knees. Give the head a little shake. And really feel your hands rooting into the earth, particularly in your thumb and your forefingers. And then heels are anchored towards the earth as well. It doesn't matter if they touch now or ever. Take a full breath into your center. Long breath out. Another breath in. Exhale, let it go. One more time, breathe in. And breathe out. Good. From here, we're going to look to the top of our mat, bend the knees, and then slowly take a walk all the way to the top. Get feet right underneath the hips. Take a halfway lift, find length from crown to tail, and then exhale, bend into the knees, forward fold. You can let the head shake heavy here. Maybe grab opposite elbows, a little sway, side to side, front to back. And then slow and steady, we're going to roll all the way up Just coming into Tadasana, rolling the shoulders forward, up and back. Crown of your head comes up last. Give yourself a moment to settle. Notice if you got a little dizzy, you can just bring your gaze down. Beautiful. From here, we're going to root into the feet, rise the arms all the way up. And then exhale, hands through heart as you hinge and fold down to the earth. Just warming the body a little bit more, getting into a little bit more movement. Take a halfway lift and exhale to fold. Root down, rise up, reach up all the way up. And exhale, surrender and fold all the way down. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Rise and reach out and up. This time as we exhale, we're going to bring hands right to the heart in Samastitihi. And pause there. Again, reach the arms up as you inhale. Hinge and fold as you exhale. Take a halfway lift. This time you're going to step your right foot back, coming into a low lunge. So lower the back knee down to the ground. You can pad the knee if needed. And then the right hand is going to come to the ground and the left hand is going to reach up to the sky. Good. Take one more breath in. As you exhale, the left hand comes down, straighten through the left leg, left toes go up to the sky, just a little half splits. So you can have a little bend into the right knee, or excuse me, the left knee, folding towards your left shin, and just breathe a little love and a little acceptance into your left hamstring. Beautiful. All right, from here, we're gonna rock forward into the left foot, plant the palms, step back, downward facing dog. From down dog, we're gonna come out to a plank pose. So your knees can absolutely come to the ground, come into a supported plank. Just feel the strength of your plank here. And then as you exhale, lower down with control all the way to your belly. Point your toes. Inhale, lift the chest, a little cobra. Exhale, lower the chest down. And then rise through tabletop. And let's make our way back to a child's pose. We'll take 3 conscious breaths. Let each exhale be an invitation to settle into the earth a little bit more. Good, and then from here we'll rise up through a tabletop, curl the toes under, lift the hips all the way up, downward facing dog. And then looking between your thumbs, we're gonna step the right foot forward. Taking your time, lower the back knee down. And then we'll reach the arms up to the sky for Anjaneyasana. So you could 100% be with your hands at your heart, or your hands could even stay at the ground. If your arms are reaching up, I invite you to grab your left wrist with your right hand and then just stretch over to the right. Your gaze can be up or it can be down. Beautiful. All right, let's bring it back to the center, and then hands are going to come down to frame the right foot. You're going to step the left foot up to meet the right, take a halfway lift, and then forward fold. Rise and reach out and up all the way. And exhale, bring your hands down through the heart and then hanging the arms at your sides. Good, let's do the other side. So we'll inhale, reach all the way up. And exhale, fold to the ground. Take a halfway lift. This time the left foot steps back, low lunge. Lower your back knee down, stay low here. The left hand is going to plant on the ground. The right hand reaches up to the sky, twist. Good, and then the right hand comes down. We're gonna come back to downward facing dog. From down dog, you can come out to a plank pose, knees up or down. As you exhale, lower down all the way to the belly. Pointing the toes, lifting the chest, cobra pose. And exhale to lower the chest down. Inhale to rise through tabletop. And then we'll exhale back to our child's pose for 3 breaths. I'm just noticing what you notice here. Being present fully with your experience. Good, last breath in and out. And then we'll rise up through table, curl the toes, come back to downward facing dog. Looking between your thumbs, you're going to step the left foot forward, lower the back knee down, reach the arms up to the sky, Anjaneyasana. Again, your hands can stay at the ground or you could bring your hands to your heart center. If you've got the arms reaching up, you can grab your right wrist with your left hand and stretch over to the left, breathing into the right side of your body and breathing out. And then let's bring it back to the center, reach up, exhale, come down. Step the right foot up to meet the left. Take a halfway lift and forward fold. Root down, rise up, reach up all the way up. And then hands come to the heart. Wonderful. All right, from here, we're going to reach the arms up to the sky. And then as you exhale, we're going to sit down, Utkatasana. Good. So from this point, we're going to take our hands to the back of the head. So just like we did before, elbows splay out to the right and the left. Take a breath in, and then we're just going to twist to the right. So just as much as your body allows you to twist, you don't have to crank anything. You want to keep your knees and your hips relatively squared. And then you can stay there, or you can stretch your arms front to back. Left hand goes forward, right hand goes back. Good. As you inhale, stretch all the way up to the sky, reaching all 10 fingers up. And then as you exhale, slowly dive down. Take a halfway lift. We're going to step the left foot back this time. So step the foot back and then drop the back heel down, setting up for a warrior 1. So roughly heel to heel alignment here, finding your footing, and then when you're ready, you'll reach the arms up to the sky. And use your exhale to land and ground. Hips and shoulders are relatively square here. Drawing your belly in, softening your shoulders down. And just allow this moment of stillness, this moment of presence. Good, and then we'll take the hands down to the ground. We're going to step back to a plank pose. So you have a choice. You could go straight to a down dog, or you can lower down to your belly. You could even lower halfway if you wanted. Inhaling to lift your chest in either cobra or up dog if that serves you. And then as you exhale, you're going to make your way back to a downward facing dog. Give yourself a few breaths in your down dog. Wonderful. All right, from here, we're going to lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, and then walk or step, maybe a little hop to the top. Take a halfway lift once you get there, and then fold yourself forward. This time, we're going to sit down to rise up, Utkatasana. Hands are going to come behind the head, elbows splayed out to the right and the left. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, just twisting to the left, right? So keeping the hips and the knees squared. Stay like that, or right hand reaches forward, left hand reaches back. With your inhale, root down, rise up, reach up through the center, and then exhale, slowly dive down. Take a halfway lift. This time you're going to step your right foot back. So the back foot is going to come down, or the back heel is going to come down. When you're ready, you'll rise up all the way, coming into warrior one. And feel like the sense of having a strong foundation from the waist down, a little bit of lift and lightness from the waist up, a nice balance of rooting and reaching. Beautiful. All right, on an exhale, we're going to bring hands down to frame the foot and then step back. Now, if you'd like to take a vinyasa here, you can, a little flow. Otherwise, you can go right to down dog or even to a child's pose. And then a couple of breaths here. Good, so from here, the right leg is going to lift. And then let's step the right foot forward between the thumbs. So just a different entrance point. Drop your back heel down. We're going to rise up to warrior one again. And notice how it feels more familiar, a little more certain, a little more grounded. And give yourself a nice breath in. And then as we exhale, we're just going to open up to warrior two. So widen your stance. Let the arms reach front to back. Really drop into the center here. Good, the front palm is going to flip, tip all the way back to peaceful warrior. And then as you exhale, we'll cartwheel the hands down to the ground. And then listen, we're going to step the left foot up to meet the right. So take a halfway lift and then forward fold. Rise and reach out and up all the way. And then we'll bring our hands to our hearts and pause there in your presence. Feet on the ground, breath in your body. And then anchor into the left foot and just bend your right knee so that the heel comes off of the ground so that you feel a shift into the left foot. So as we transition to tree pose, you could keep your foot on the ground if you want, or anchor into the left foot a little bit more and reach your right knee up. And then just like we were on our bellies, we're going to open the right hip up. So again, foot can be grounded. It could be at your calf. You can take the foot to the inside of your left thigh. And your hands are welcome to stay at your heart, or perhaps you reach your fingers up to the sky, growing some branches here. You can find any expression that you'd like, right? So maybe your hands are behind your back. Let the decision be made from your body and from your spirit instead of through your mind. Notice if you hold your breath at all. Layer the breath back in and allow the body to do the dance of finding balance. Can you breathe through that? Can you stay with it? When you're ready, you'll bring your hands back together at your heart. And then we'll stair step the right knee forward and set your foot down. And then you can step your feet apart and just give yourself just a gentle little loving shake through the body. Just notice how you feel. And then re-ground yourself, bringing your feet underneath your hips and your hands to your heart. Honor your experience for what it was, just that, an experience. And then we'll reach arms all the way up. And then come down to the ground. Take a halfway lift. And then bend your knees and plant your palms, and we'll just step back to downward facing dog. So if there's a vinyasa that you'd like to take there, you can go ahead and do that. Otherwise, you could just stay in down dog, or you could take a child's pose. So here for just a couple of breaths before we transition and complete that sequence on the left side. So the left leg is going to lift. And then step the foot forward. You can absolutely help the foot if needed. Back heel grounds. So find your footing first and then reach the arms up. And soften your gaze, soften your jaw. And take one more breath in. As you exhale, we'll open up the hips once again. Arms stretch front to back. Gaze is forward. Notice where the shoulders are. Can you drop that down a little bit? And then flipping the front palm, tipping all the way back to peaceful. And then we cartwheel the hands down to the ground. Step the right foot up to meet the left. Take a halfway lift and then fold yourself forward. Rise up, reach up all the way up. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. So once again, coming into that standing balance. So the right foot anchors into the ground, bend your left knee. Stay just as you are, or lift the left knee up and come into just a full 1 foot on the ground balance. And then with mindful attention, you're just going to open the left hip without trying to recruit any other body parts here. You can place your foot on the ground. Maybe it's at your calf. Maybe it's somewhere in between. Help it if you need it. Really anchoring down to lift all the way up. And then decide what feels good for your arm expression. Right? There's not a right or a wrong. What feels most true for you in this moment? And give yourself permission to try something. Stay with it for a moment and then decide. Perhaps that is not true for you today. Allow the balance to come to you by honoring your breath and your whole experience. Beautiful. 2 more breaths. Good. All right, let's stair step the left knee forward and then step the foot down. Let your arms come down and then just give yourself a little bit of a shake. Let it go. Our bodies sort of activate when we're trying to balance, right? So then we can sort of shake some of that off and then come back. Samastitihi, ground and center. And then inhale, reach all the way up to the sky. As you exhale, hinge and fold down to the earth. Take a halfway lift. Bend your knees, plant your hands. So this is our last chance. If you want to take some sort of vinyasa, this is the moment. And then whenever you're ready and it serves you, we'll visit child's pose one more time. Just connected to breath and allowing your body to ground. Beautiful. All right, let's rise up just enough so you can either cross your ankles and come onto your seat, or you can shift your hips to one side and legs out to the other. We'll scoot forward on the mat. Your toes are going to come to the edge of your mat. And then we're going to lift the arms and lift the heart and slowly roll on back. So you could totally bring your hands behind you if you wanted. Otherwise, just a nice slow roll down. All the way down. Allowing the arms to come overhead and the legs to go nice and long. Take up all sorts of space that you deserve to take up. It might feel good to sort of flex and extend through the spine, even rolling the wrists and the ankles. Maybe a yawn shows up. And then we'll gather the thighs in. Your hands can find your shins or your knees. A little side to side sway. Good, and then we'll lower the feet to the ground. We're going to set up for a bridge pose. So feet planted, hips width distance, heels drawn in, hands on the ground. So just feel hands and feet. And then press into the earth to lift the hips. And you'll start to feel maybe the shoulders ground down a little bit. You might even snuggle the shoulder blades together. Think about drawing thighs and knees in towards one another. Let the breath move freely and easily through your body. Good, and then we'll slowly lower ourselves back down to the ground, and then let your feet go a little bit wider than hips width, and then let your knees just knock side to side. And then keeping your feet wider, maybe even as wide as your yoga mat, you're going to let your knees fall into the center and come into a place of constructive rest. So your hands could stay as they are. You could bring your hands to your low belly, or maybe one hand to heart and one hand to belly. If it feels available to you, you can close your eyes and just notice. Notice what's here, what's written on the heart. Great. And then allowing the hands to come down, you're going to heel toe your feet back to hips width distance. This time you're going to take your right ankle and cross it over your left knee. So that might be enough. You could stay right there, pressing your right knee towards the front of your mat, just getting a little stretch in the outer right hip. Or you can bring your left thigh in and your hands can interlace behind your left hamstring or in front of your left shin. And you might find stillness here. It might feel nice to just have a little side to side sway. And as you breathe here, just notice what parts of your body might need a little bit more breath, a little more love and compassion. You get to decide the intensity here. So maybe after a few breaths, you find a little more space and you can pull your knee towards you more as you maybe, your left knee, as you maybe push the right thigh and knee away from you. All right, and then we'll lower the left foot down if it's lifted and uncross the right foot and just feel your feet on the ground. Feel your hands on the ground. And then we'll do the other side. So left ankle over the right knee or thigh. Pressing the left knee forward. Stay there, or perhaps bringing the right thigh in. And then just breathe with your experience. Maybe there's a little bit of a rocking side to side just to get into different parts of the outer left hip. Again, just noticing when you find a little bit of more space, if you can explore a little more depth. 2 more breaths. Beautiful. And then we'll slowly lower down. Both feet plant, just land. And then we're going to bring the arms out wide to a T. And then keeping your feet on the ground, just lift your hips and shift them over to the right just a little bit. And then we're just going to let the knees fall to the left. So try to stay grounded in your right shoulder. If you want, you could take your left hand to your right thigh or knee. Gaze can be up or gaze can be over to the right. And just connect to your breath. You might even close your eyes for a moment. Great. And then from here, we'll bring it back to the center and just let yourself be in this neutral position for a moment. Maybe even the feet go wide, like in that constructive rest position. So just allow yourself to feel the untwisting. And then pressing your feet into the ground and letting your hips shift to the left. Let your knees gently fall to the right. Anchored in the left shoulder. Maybe right hand comes to the left thigh or knee. Gaze can be up or over to the left, maybe even eyes closed. Beautiful. Just one more breath in and out. And then we'll come all the way back to center. And heel toe the feet wider than hips width, maybe mat's width, just like that place of constructive rest once again. And then bring your hands to your body if that feels true for you. Close your eyes and just allow the natural breath to move in and out. Asking yourself, is there anything else that I need for my practice to feel complete and whole today? And then taking whatever you might need. And if nothing comes up, then perhaps it's straight to Shavasana, letting your legs go long and letting your arms rest alongside you. Feet splayed open, palms up to the sky. Allowing your body to settle into the earth and just noticing being on your back. Scanning your body and acknowledging every point of connection to the ground. The ground rising up to meet you in support. And just as the earth is willing to hold you, bring your willingness to be held. allowing the body to go in and in and in. Sinking deeper and deeper into your own sacred stillness, into your own sacred center. If it serves you to stay as you are invited to do so. Otherwise, begin to deepen your breath, reawakening, wiggling fingers and toes, arms and legs. Maybe a full body stretch. Eventually arriving in your seated position. And as you arrive, I invite you to bring your palms together at your heart center. A reverent bow of your head to your heart, honoring yourself and your practice. My honor to guide you. May your connection to the earth be steady and sweet, and may you trust your place in the universe. So much love and so much peace. Bowing to you. Namaste.